Thank you so much for joining me today on Coffee With. My guest today is Jan Diagre. Did I say your last name right? Dag. See, I'm from New Orleans, and I want to say Diagre.
Yeah, it's a little.
I want to put the little
South
French
Louisiana,
thing on here.
yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Coffee With.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I don't think we've ever just sat and chatted before.
I think so.
I'm friends with your sister. I know your mama and them. See, I'm from New Orleans. I know your mama and them.
I understand. But you'll like me probably better.
Okay, we'll let Lee know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
I'm sure
too.
she will.
I'm sure she will. Okay, tell me about yourself. You're a native.
I am.
You're from Yakima, actually, aren't you?
Actually, yes. A little community south of town on Highway 61. Born and raised here. I'm a seventh generation member of this society. Lived here all my life. Graduated from Warren Central High School in '79. Went to Mississippi State. My husband and I decided to raise our family here. My husband's from here too. He's a Bubba.
He's a Bubba.
Yeah. So we raised our family here. And
how many children do you have?
We have 3.
And where are they?
The oldest is a CPA with Mississippi State University. She lives in Starkville. And our son, 24, is here in town, works for a local company. And then our youngest daughter is 20, and she's a junior at Mississippi State.
Wow.
Yes. So any donations would be greatly appreciated.
That's not even pre-education. That's like post-education donations would be greatly appreciated and readily accepted.
Exactly. My husband keeps saying, I keep saying we're going to be really rich when Claiborne gets out of school. And he said, nah, probably not. Going to feel like it, though.
And what have you done all these years that you've been in Vicksburg?
Well, several different things. I had a small catering business for 12 years. When the kids were little, it enabled me to be with them an awful lot. I was one of those moms that was a room mother and PTO president and fundraiser and all of that. And I've been a Farm Bureau agent, multi-line agent for the last 8 years with Farm Bureau Insurance. I served a stint on the Vicksburg Warren School Board of Trustee, and what led me to that was the kids in school, and they were building the mega schools at the time. I call them mega schools, Dana Road and Sherman Avenue, and I just couldn't fathom why that was going on. And you don't know me very well, but I'm very frugal, and I'm very conservative with my money. And I looked at what we were spending per child, and I thought, gee, I don't think I'm getting my money's worth. And I got involved, and I was always involved with the schools, but I thought, I'm going to run and see if I can be elected on the school board and try to make some changes. And that's a 6-year term that you serve on the school board. So I served that from 2003 through 2009 and served president a couple of years and tried to make a difference. And
do you feel like you did?
I hope I did. Made some changes. I was the one that really pushed the uniform deal, which I'm sure all the children will thank me for. Made some. It's a, you make the rules. The principals conduct the schools and the superintendent. But I feel like I did. But it's a pretty beat your head against the wall kind of job sometimes. People raise children differently than I was raised and how I raised my children. And my children were always too scared to get in trouble at school for fear of what we would do to them at home.
Yeah, it was worse at home than it was at school. My house too.
And we always said our kids, well, we will always side with the teachers or the administrators. So be darn sure before you come home that this is what happened. And we have 3 really good kids. It's certainly not just because of my husband and I, but we're very disciplined, and that's not going on in a lot of the households. So you've got a social problem that made the school board a little difficult.
Well, our families have changed so much. Everybody's
kind of the
working.
breakdown of the family.
Yeah. We don't sit down and eat dinner at night together, and those things sound insignificant, but they really are very important.
I always
listens
cooked at
to your
night
day, and somebody thinks you're the center of their life, and you are.
Well, it gives a good foundation for our future leaders. I look around sometimes and think, geez, are they going to take care of me in the nursing home? And it scares me because of the breakdown of the family, but it's going to be hard to get children where we want them because their parents aren't, it's a total breakdown, and I'm not sure how to fix that.
Right. It's kind of scary.
It is scary, very scary.
So what are you doing now?
I'm selling insurance, of course,
Yeah.
and I'm running for circuit clerk.
Circuit clerk. And what is circuit clerk?
In a nutshell, the keeper of all the paper for the county. It's where you register to vote. The circuit clerk handles the circuit courts. You've got two judges, Judge Cheney and Judge Patrick, and then Judge Price with the youth system. But they call jurors, potential jurors. Basically handles the administrative part of the voting process. The circuit clerk doesn't purge voter rolls. That's the election commissioners, but lots of different things, but basically the keeper of the paper.
And what made you decide to run for that office?
Well, I looked at it in 2004, in 2008, but I had a couple of years left on my school board term, and I didn't want, and it's a 6-year term, I didn't want to step down. I felt like I told the people I was going to serve the 6 years, and I needed to. But I looked at it then, and it was a job that interested me because just of all the details. And I tend to be a workaholic, and I liked every aspect of that job. And I felt like there were some issues that needed to be addressed in that office, and there were possibly some problems there that needed to be fixed. And I thought I was the right person for the job, so.
Now, can you do that and maintain your status
No.
as a... Okay.
I'll have to resign.
Okay.
And the biggest compliment in the world, I've had customers come in and say, well, are you still going to do my insurance? And I said, no, in January I would have to resign.
They're not going to vote for you.
And they said, well, I hate to tell you this. I said, why wouldn't you vote for me? And they said, because nobody will take care of my insurance like you do, except maybe Robin Lee, huh? But so that's the highest compliment in the world. I mean, I can't pay anybody to say those kind of things, but I like public service. I like making people feel like they got their money's worth. And all of those positions in that courthouse, I feel like are mine. They're yours as taxpayers. And I want to make darn sure I'm getting my money's worth and that things are done correctly.
Yeah. And what do you think are some of the things that need to be done differently?
Well, I think the first thing is that make sure we come out with a clean audit. I think that's the state auditor's office is there. Stacey Pickering's office is there to protect the public's funds and to make sure that elected officials are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They always say transparency and accountability, but it's really true because it's what protects you and I. And I think that there's some issues there. There are 82 counties in the state of Mississippi and circuit clerks in all of them, and the majority of the circuit clerks have clean audits. So having a clean audit is certainly possible, and I think that's probably one of the very first things that we address. And then helping get the voter rolls more accurate with the election commissioners absolutely would be number one.
Well, I don't know what to ask you next. What do you want people to know about you that I haven't asked you?
Well, I think that I feel like I'm the most qualified person simply because, I chose to stay in Vicksburg and raise my family in Vicksburg, and I've been very involved in the community. I feel like I know the community. Having the background of a small business, I farmed our family farm, and I've managed our family farm for 7 or 8 years now. So I've got a lot of different backgrounds, not including the insurance agent, and I've got a lot of things I can bring to the table and every job I've ever had, with the exception of farming, is public service and customer service. And, there are insurance companies on every corner in this town, and people come to me probably not because I'm the best premium, but because it's me. And the same with the catering. I've always had to sell myself, and I think that's important in that office. When I go up to that counter to do a marriage license, to vote, to register to vote or whatever, I want to feel like I'm the most important person that's in there. And I do work an awful lot, and I think that's an office that you need to see that circuit clerk in there all the time. And I think I can bring those qualities to the office.
Well, Jan, thank you for coming and having coffee with me today.
Thank you
Good
for
luck
having
to
me.
you, and it was nice to sit and chat with you.
Are you registered to vote?
I am.
Make sure you vote.
I did.
You can't complain if you don't vote.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration provided by
Amber Sanders from Happy Hair. Get your hair happy at 3402 Wisconsin Avenue.